Why do we write? To make suffering endurable, to make evil intelligible, to make justice desirable, and to make love possible. So, James, yeah. This is day 12 of the 12-day writing challenge.
12 days of writing.
I hope that you guys have enjoyed this. I don't know if you've been working on a creative project or challenge with me, or you've just enjoyed having some of the insight. It's not really insight, it's more I'm just sharing things that I think about as a creative, problems I encounter, questions I ask, and experiences that I've collected over time. I don't claim to have answers or solutions. I am an expert question asker. And so that's what these 12 days have been. It's been a really amazing opportunity for me, because I find that if I set a challenge for myself, I'm much more likely to put in the effort to achieve it. And it really takes nothing more than saying, this is what I want you to do over this amount of time. Those goals are really helpful to motivate me. You might feel the same. Maybe you're someone who can progress with things over time, but I kind of like the pressure of a challenge, which is interesting because I'm not a competitive person, but for some reason with this book, this was really helpful for me. And I really enjoyed just chatting with you guys and sharing my thoughts, sharing my experiences, and talking through this messy thing called creativity. And that quote that I read by Roger Rosenblatt has been on my mind recently as we come to the final day of my 12-day writing challenge. Why do we create? Why do we write? Why do we make art? Why do we make movies? Why do we illustrate? Why do we sing? Why do we enjoy music? What a mysterious question, and what a fun topic to explore. I would say that I really resonate with Roger Rosenblatt's reflections on why he writes it. And author Neil Gaiman says this too, that he doesn't necessarily write about things he knows. He writes to figure out how he feels about things. And I think a lot of us do that. We turn to creativity, we turn to art when we don't know how to express ourselves, when we're trying to figure out, how do I feel about this situation? How do I feel about my experiences in love, in pain, and suffering, in death, in joy, in impermanence, in beauty, in the indescribable? It's hard to put words around those things. And even a book, I would argue, is not just words. It's feeling, it's emotion, it's story, it's narrative, it's conflict. All the elements that go into making a story craft an experience. They're not just words. And same with someone who gets up as a phenomenal speaker and speaks. They're not just throwing words at you. They're throwing an experience at you, a story. And I think that art weaves story to try and help us make sense of the things that we cannot make sense of otherwise. And at other times, art is therapy. It's a way for us to process through experiences that really don't have answers. We don't know why we're here. We might have our own reasons for why we're here personally, but what's the point of life? I mean, we have these deep internal questions that continue to cycle through generations, and we haven't found one ubiquitous answer for all of them. And so we're all on this journey of figuring out why we're here, what our purpose is, and how to make sense of all of it. And part of my journey has been, to some extent, just embracing the questions and using art, writing, singing, performing to just explore those questions with other people. Because I think the most powerful lesson that I've learned from creativity is that I'm not alone. We feel like we're alone walking around in this world. We're in our little bubbles. We think that our experiences are isolating, and they do feel isolating. That is an authentic experience and emotion. But once we're able to step out of that really personal place of hurt, and recognize that that same experience exists in other people, even though we'll never know exactly how it feels to be in their body, there's a level of maintaining the mystery and the awe of the uniqueness of each human life. But there are universal experiences, and to know that I'm not alone in experiencing down days, periods of depression, sorrow, loss, grief, also extreme joy and happiness, to the point that sometimes it's frightening because I know that it won't last forever. You know, all these things that circle around in my head cyclically, or that I journal about. Knowing that I'm not alone in that has been the most comforting lesson I've learned, and probably one that most encompasses my ability to grow through experiences, because I don't grow through them alone. We were not put on this planet as solitary, isolated beings. We were put together as a network, as a encompassing community. And I think that that's one of the most, if not the most, valuable resources at our disposal. And that's what these videos have been for me. I don't care how many people watch these. I don't know what your reflections are, but some of you, even just one person per video, has said that it's been really helpful and that you feel a similar experience. And to me, that is worth it, far and wide and beyond. And in writing the book too, that is my only goal. I hope to reach one person. And if it's more than that, that's phenomenal. And already I've reached myself. I have grown through this experience, and art can be a selfish thing because you're transforming through it, but I think that it's got the other mechanism of it connects you to other people who say, oh gosh, I know what this feels like. It's so helpful to hear your experience or the way that you've expressed this. And so my final remarks would be just to implore you to embrace art and creativity as you create it. I find that I try and mimic people who are my role models, things that I don't do consciously, and I don't think that's a bad thing. I can't remember who it was, but an author I really enjoyed said that she tried to write in different styles of authors that she really enjoyed over time to try and figure out who she was. And because we're not isolated beings, we are a combination of all the things that have influenced us over our lives. So it's not like who I am is just exclusively me. It's parts of my parents, it's parts of my friends, it's parts of my upbringing, my genetics, the environment that I've been raised in. All these things create who we are. But you will have your own unique voice, not even just in writing. Whatever you do, how you interact with people, you have your own unique voice. And don't discourage that. That is the most powerful thing you can offer to the world, because your perspective, your curiosity, your uniqueness is going to give someone else that little glimpse of, oh, let me lean in. You feel like a friend. I know how you feel, but you've expressed it in a way that I could not. And so there's no need to judge. There's no need to compare. There's no need to prohibit yourself from creating your art because you feel like you're not as good as somebody else. None of that. That's not what creativity is about. It is about letting it flow. It is about connecting with other people. It is about healing yourself and healing others. It is about creating joy in the world. And I think that that's one of the best medicines that we can have. 12-day writing challenge coming to an end. I will continue working on my book. I hope to do it in a capacity like this again. Otherwise, I'll keep working as I can around my other work. You guys, this has been so amazing for me. Thank you for sticking with me. I hope and wish for all the best for you and your journey. Please let me know how it's going. I'd love to chat with you, to share in the experience, to let you know anything that I know in case it's helpful, and hopefully mine you for some of your questions instead of answers in return. I love you guys so much. Chat soon.